I work for an organization that deals in the unexplainable part 3. Working this job desensitizes you. I've seen so much fucked up shit that I think it's normal at this point. Just the other day I was taking a recruit on his first case and we came across a mangled corpse. I was confused as to why he threw up. I see worse stuff than that at least once a week. But that made me remember I was like that once. I was that scared kid who couldn't understand how a creature could do that. So I sat there and I tried to remember the shit I shut out. This is my story, and I don't mean some cases I choose to forget, I mean my personal story. How I ended up working a job where almost dying is pretty common, and the life and the people that I'd much rather stay forgotten. I was 20 at that time and I thought life was amazing. I was broke working a dead-end job, my family had long disowned me and my only friends were junkies and alcoholics. So why did I think life was so great? Well, it was 'cause I had her, my beautiful girlfriend. Josephine, I can see her now, her purple hair up in that messy bun, her snakebite lip piercings, her clunky glasses, her brown eyes. I miss those things. She was shorter than I was and I think that's one of the things that drew me to her. But then I got to know her and we clicked. We dated for 2 years and she moved in with me and my roommate. She was broke too, but our struggle kept us together. She liked Mike, my roommate. She tried even harder than I did to get him off the pills. But enough of that, 'cause that night would be the best night of my life. I saved enough for a ring and I was gonna take her to the fanciest place in town and propose. I was a mixture of excitement and anxiety. I framed the whole thing as a celebration of the promotion she just got. Arriving at home I saw Mike coming out of his room. He looked like shit, probably coming down from a high. Mike had been my friend since middle school, I guess that's why I kept him around so long. He couldn't keep a job and what little money he had he spent on pills. I gave up trying to help him a long time ago. "Where you going tonight?" Jay's getting ready to. He asked. "We're having that celebration dinner tonight." "Oh shit, that's tonight. Fuck, let me get ready." "Who said you're coming?" "I did," Josephine said. I can still see her in that outfit. We were going to a nice restaurant and despite having nicer clothes she didn't dress up. She was like that, never liked being the center of attention. "We're celebrating me so I figured my friend should come," she said. I didn't fight her, I always gave in to her. Mike coming threw a thorn in my plan, but I figured I could bribe him to go away. The drive to the restaurant was full of them discussing what they would have to eat. I sat silently pissed off. Looking back at it, I'm glad he came. The restaurant was named Clive's. I don't think it's still open. I couldn't find any information on it before posting this. I'd been there once when I was little and my family still talked to me. From what I remember, the food wasn't very good, just expensive. That was the appeal, and Josephine had never been. She and Mike ordered drinks and since I was driving I didn't drink. Though I desperately wanted to, just to help calm my nerves. A man was leaving the restaurant and at the time I didn't think anything of him. We had our full meals and just like I remembered, the food wasn't great. Mike and Josephine shared the same sentiment. It was time to put the plan into action. I pulled Mike to the side. "I need 20 minutes with just me and Josephine. I'll give you $10 to go get a drink or snack from the gas station," I said. "Shit, free money, you got it, sir." Clive's was a short walk from the park where Josephine and I met. That's where I was gonna propose. We made the walk, landing in front of the pond, the same place where I bumped into her on a drunken binge. That day was the first day anyone had asked me if I needed help. That day I fell in love and she saved me. "Beautiful night," she said. "Not as beautiful as you," I said, pulling out the ring and bending down on my knee. "What are you, oh?" "Josephine, since the day you said those first words to me I knew you were the person I wanted to love and hold. To walk through the struggles of life with. To die with. Will you make me the happiest man alive and marry me?" "I will," she said, tears in her eyes. I put the ring on her finger and stood up, her lips locking into mine. I was the happiest I've ever been and will ever be. My happiness turned to confusion as I saw the man running behind her, the same insignificant man from the restaurant. Normally a man sprinting at full speed would scare anyone, but the thing chasing him was much more terrifying. "Help me please God, OHHEL-" His sentence was cut short as the creature jumped on his back, slamming his face into the concrete. The creature was human-like, with no clothes but lacked genitals, so I guess it didn't need them. It was long and running on all fours. Its eyes were pure black, and its face was shaped similar to a deer. It looked at us and I saw its mouth try to form a smile. We were its target now and it came right for us. I don't remember anything until we made it to the car. Mike was sitting there drinking his Red Bull and eating a honey bun. We quickly hopped in and I popped it in to drive. I swerved around the corner. Mike got slammed to the side in the back seat. Dude, what the fuck? He yelled. Babe, it's still behind us. Josephine said. Mike looked behind the car watching as the creature started to gain on us. It had to be running 50 miles per hour at this point. Oh fuck, dude, drive faster. I swerved into my neighborhood and I thought I lost it. Looking back, I should have just driven to the police station or something. But I returned to my place swinging open the door and running to Mick's room. Call the police, one of you. I said. What in the hell was that? Mike asked. Like we know, Josephine said. Mike, where's your gun? Where's your fucking gun? I yelled. I got rid of it, dude. Just then we heard it banging on the door. I grabbed Mike and Josephine and pulled them into Mick's room. It was in the house. Josephine's phone was out in the hallway. We could hear the operator answer the phone as it was crushed under the creature's feet. Mike pulled out a pill bottle and I smacked it from his hand. It was no time to be getting high. I began trying to open the window. Mike pinned himself against the door like somehow his weight could stop it. Just as I got the window open and turned around to tell them to come through, the creature's arm went right to the wood of the door. It reached and grabbed Mike and he desperately tried to get away. Josephine went to grab him, but it was too late for him. We both watched as it snapped his neck. I don't know if he died instantly, but I'd like to think he didn't suffer. Fear makes you stupid. We should have just got back in the car. I left it running, but no. We ran down the streets of our neighborhood yelling for help. It was 1 a.m. by this time and no one was gonna help. No one was awake to help. I had a small moment of weakness. I let go of Josephine's hand and kept running. I was 90 feet ahead of her before I even realized she had fallen. I turned around to help her, but it was there standing just over her. Me and her locked eyes and she mouthed those words. I love you. It hit her hard upside her head, so hard. She flopped, her body went into dead weight. I froze. I stared into the eyes of the creature. It began trying to form its smile. It walked towards me. I didn't move, I gave up. It killed the only two people who gave a shit about me and I didn't care anymore. It could have me. I looked into the ground waiting for my eventual fate. When I heard a loud crashing noise. I looked up to see a man getting out of the truck. The creature lay writhing on the ground in pain. I thought some random bystander hit it. But no, this man was carrying a large rifle. He placed his boot on the neck of the creature before shoving the barrel into its mouth. With one loud bang, it no longer had a head. He turned around to look at Josephine's corpse before he began walking towards me and put out his hand. Looks like you had a real shitty night, he said. He took me to his truck and we began driving away. Don't worry, I'll send someone for the bodies. For now, let's get you out of here. I'd later know this man as Trojan. He would be my first introduction to the organization that I now devote my life to. He also is the toughest son of bitch I've ever met. The creature I ran into that night was one of a species. They're called Halsbrecher, and the one I met was only a juvenile. The adult ones are way worse, and if it was an adult I would have surely died. They typically stay in the wild, but when one finds themselves in a city it's a bloodbath. The one I met that night killed 27 people in 3 days. I've met 4 other ones in my time in the organization, and while all of them have been killed, it's never blood-free. I tell this story now cause lately I feel like I've been losing my humanity. While it is beneficial in this job to hold no emotions or attachments, it's not good for a human to forget who they are. I usually don't like sleeping, it's time I could be working. But tonight I want to sleep, and even more, I want to dream of my friend. He was a junkie and a loser, but he socked someone in the mouth for even looking at me wrong. But what I want more than anything is to dream of her. The girl who changed my life when I had nothing. I no longer want to forget who I used to be. So please, if anything is up there, let me see them one more time. Subscribe.